The touchdown. Norcross has been balling this year. Also, I brought up Alvin Kamara earlier. This is the alma mater and Norcross. You get a better angle right here. What a catch. Play number 5, Georgia High School. They're 3-0, and they're ranked in the top 10 in the state computer ranking.
What's up, guys? My name is Sydney Mitchell, and I'm here at Parkview High School to get to know Trey Goodman. He is a senior. One thing that stood out to me is that each person, whenever they describe you as an underrated player.
Right.
So, the word underrated, do you see that as a compliment? Or, well, that's it. Do you see that word as a compliment in your football career?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely see it as a compliment because that means that people have actually taken a liking to my talent, my skills, and they've seen it. It's just that, not the recruiters or the rating people or the stars people, that they have seen it yet. But that's the only negative part about it is that, you don't have all the recognition that all the big 4 or 5 stars have. But sometimes being underrated is actually a positive because nobody really knows who you are, and then you can strike them when they don't expect it.
Exactly. They're like, where have you been?
Right.
Well, I've been here this whole time. Makes sense. And you said how you switched from quarterback to wide receiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how was that transition for you? Was it difficult? In your opinion, do you see yourself as a better quarterback than a wide receiver at this moment because it's so new to you?
Right.
Or explain to me about that.
It's a love and hate relationship between both of the positions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say at quarterback, I like being the general. I like being in control over things. But at quarterback, because you are kind of the nucleus of the offense and the team and one of those leaders, you're quick to blame. So
True.
if something
you have
happens,
all the responsibility.
right?
Basically.
Exactly. It's all on your shoulders because you're the head of the offense and you're the top, so you're quick to blame. But then again, when something goes right, that means, okay, the quarterback was doing the right thing. He was facilitating the offense well, and he gets the credit.
Mm-hmm.
As far as talent at quarterback or wide receiver, at this point, I would say I'm definitely better at wide receiver just because I haven't worked at quarterback much lately.
Mm-hmm.
And once the season ended last year, from about January through, I would say, June, July, right before we started working out, I was just
spring. Mm-hmm.
right going to the field once, twice a week. Sometimes going with my quarterback. There wasn't much we could do with COVID restrictions, but I was just working my butt off to try to get good at receiver once I knew that that's what I'd be playing my senior year.
Mm-hmm. And since we're already talking about quarterbacks, the quarterback for Norcross is Mason Kaplan.
Mm-hmm.
And last week at South Gwinnett, during the first quarter, Mason tossed you the ball. You caught a touchdown, one hand, single-handedly.
Right.
And that's the play that made the play of the nation throughout the week. It was really out there. So, obviously, everybody's going to say, wow, he single-handedly caught a touchdown. It was clean. It was swift. However, I would like to know what was going through your head as the ball was coming towards you. Did you know you were going to catch the ball? Or was it just a desperate attempt? What was going through your head at that moment?
Well, when it comes to playing receiver, your targets are limited. You can only control what you can control.
Mm-hmm. So
I just did my best to get open and ran my route and broke off and came back down to get open. And whenever I'm running a route, whenever I have a target, I won't say that I know I'm going to catch it or I know I'm not going to catch it, but I know that there's always a chance that I'm going to catch it, and I like my odds, and I'm willing to take that chance.
As you should.
So when I saw the ball, it was thrown a little high. In my head, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to go up and get this one because it's a little high. It sailed a little bit, but it wasn't impossible to catch, and I knew that. So I said, I just got to go up and get this. So I went up, and I hurled it in, and when I was in the air, I realized that I wasn't going to be in bounds, so I had to contort my body and put my foot down in bounds to still get the touchdown. And for me, that moment is really special because that was kind of my big, the first 2 games, mm-hmm. and the summer I was getting somewhat recognition like, hey, coaches, watch out, this kid is going to be good. He has a bright future, and he's only going to continue to get better. He's been playing wide receiver for 3 months, maybe 3-4 months. And that was kind of the big breaker, you know?
But yeah, that play, honestly, is what, like, drew my attention to you.
Right.
Honestly, if I have to be honest with you.
Right. A lot of people started texting me, DMing me on Twitter, on Instagram, like, hey, bro, like, that was a great catch. Then you send me your film. Can you make these catches on a normal? And I send it to coaches, and they're like, okay, this kid's a player. So that's what makes it special to me. That's kind of the breaking point, is like getting me on the map, making that big play. And, you know, they say big-time players make big-time plays. So.
Okay. So when did you start playing football?
I started playing football when I was 5 years old.
Okay, and do you remember the exact moment when you realized this is the sport that I want to play? Like, I want to make a commitment to?
All my life, for the most part, growing up, I always played football, baseball, and basketball.
Okay.
Not to toot my own horn, just that
You're very diverse with your sports. I like that.
I was pretty athletic, and I like doing a lot of things. I like being active. So I just played those like year-round. We'd have maybe a month in the off-season, and I would just onto the next sport. But I would say that my passion for football really came into effect around late middle school, early high school, probably like 8th or 9th grade, when I was thinking about quitting, actually.
What?
Because I was thinking about quitting. Just because I wasn't playing much, and I was just like, I was playing JV and varsity, and, you know, I transferred here my second semester of sophomore year, but I was at Lakeside High School, not to ding Lakeside, but it just wasn't a place for me, and it just wasn't, it didn't make me think that I had a future in football, so I almost quit.
Wow.
And that was when it was either like, okay, what am I going to do in my future if I quit playing football? And so I had to talk to myself and value all my options, and talk to my parents, and talk to a lot of my friends and old coaches, you know, that have my best insight, that have the best for me, and they know they want to see the best in me. And so a lot of them just saying, no, dude, no, don't quit playing. It's like, transferring is always an option. Just continue playing. Just don't give up. Play as long as you can, because once it's gone,
it's gone. Yeah.
Right. So I transferred here and began my career at Norcross, and, you know, I started playing quarterback, but that didn't turn out how we wanted to. But in a way, I'm not exactly mad or disappointed, but because I'm in the spot that I am now. So,
and look at you now, you're getting DMs, like you said, like, you're really good wide receiver from what I've seen.
Right, thank you, I appreciate it.
Of course.
And I don't mean to be cocky, but I feel that I am a pretty good wide receiver, and I can go far doing this.
As you should. You should think of that as a football player, because you're not going to make it far if you don't think that yourself.
Right, it starts with you, confidence.
Well, I did not know, well, of course I didn't know, but it's really surprising to me that you were going to quit. But, you know, everything happens for a reason, you know.
Absolutely. And I don't mean to get religious. Do you do religion? I'm saying like on here.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I believe in that everything happens for a reason, like she said, and God's plan.
Yep,
and
I was going to say that too.
Everything, it just manifests. So just stick to your path and follow the man above.
Okay. Wow. Jeez. All right. So I have this one question. When you guys are at practice, because I don't play football, obviously.
Right.
So our football practice is fun, because, like, I see you on every team, they love the game, they love football. Like, you breathe, eat it. Honestly, it's like second nature to you guys, to be honest.
Right.
But is practice fun?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Because, especially, at this point in high school football, if you're playing football, it's because you love it.
At this point,
if you don't want to be there, then you can just go ahead and get out. That's what most people will say. If you don't want to be here, then get out, because that makes you a cancer to the team, and it's just toxic. So everyone wants to be there. And when you're being around people that have the same type of drive and the same passion as you, and they have the same goals, then it's just nothing better than it to grind alongside and work with somebody who wants to see you get better, and you want to see them get better. Is the best thing.
It's especially like a family.
Exactly. It's family, a brotherhood. You shouldn't say brotherhood. It's a very true story. And especially in practice, when we have the music going and we're moving around and everybody's just moving and grooving and practice is going well, it's it's just one of the best things. And if you're winning, like right now we're 4-0.
I know, that's
I know
crazy.
practice is just going to continue to get turned up. And because we're getting 4-0, coach is going to make us have to pick up the pace because we're finally getting some recognition. People are coming out to get us. And that means that we're going to have to work that much harder.
I'm glad you said 4-0 because I was going to say, do you think this season will be different than Norcross's past seasons? Like, just something about this season. Do you think you guys will make it farther than you usually do?
Absolutely. The past, there's a banner over there and a banner right here, 2012 and 2013 state champs. I think what's different from that 6 and 7 years, or 7 or 8 years ago, is that our senior class, aside from our senior class being large and having a lot of talent, our senior class is that we hold each other accountable, very much so. And when somebody does something wrong, it's not like, oh, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with you? It's like, okay, do you know what you did wrong? And what can we do to make sure you don't do it again and we can improve next time?
Of course.
There's no pointing fingers. Yes, we hold each other accountable, but there's no pointing fingers of like, oh, no, this and that. Like, the accountability for our senior class and for the rest of our team and the leadership is just probably one of the best that I've ever been on.
I like it.
And I think that's what sets us apart from the past years is that we all realize that this is our last season, so it's either now or never, because once you get to college and even if you go on to the NFL, it's more of like a business. So this is our last chance at really going out and setting the tone, making a statement about us and our class.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was you. I was like, oh, look, it's you.
Oh, no. I got played the week last week. Or 2.
Yeah, you did. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
All right. So, if it wasn't football that you were committed to, what other sport would you play? Or do you see yourself playing? Or would you consider playing?
Well, I've played baseball ever since I was 5 as well, up until I'm not sure if I'm going to play this year. I'm contemplating playing baseball or running track. But,
you should run track.
Because although I am pretty athletic, my top speed, I definitely need to work on to get that better at the next level. I would say baseball just because I've never played any other sport and I'm not that good at basketball anymore. It's just because I know how baseball works and I know how to be efficient and be productive when I play baseball. But the only thing that would stray me away from it is just the fact that it's, I like to say that football is my passion.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, basically, so you're a senior, so you have to look into the interest of which sport are you committed to.
Right.
Because what I'm hearing is you're committed to football, like that's the sport you obviously want to play in college,
right.
And baseball is something that you're good at and something that you love to do,
Exactly.
So you wouldn't mind playing it.
Right.
And that's why you said you consider track, because track will help you with football.
Exactly.
Okay.
I look at football as my passion, but I like to say football is my passion, but baseball is a hobby.
Yeah, I like that. Before a game, do you ever get butterflies? Like, nervous, anxious before playing a game, or are you just relaxed?
This is a hard question, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, wow, yay.
I wouldn't say I haven't gotten nervous before a game since middle school. But yes,
Okay.
I do get butterflies, and the reason I get butterflies is solely because of my love for the game. I'm like walking out onto the field, my adrenaline's going. I get a little anxious because I'm ready to play, yeah. But I don't think that I ever get nervous just because we've been practicing the game plan all week. We're prepared, we're ready for whatever they throw at us. I don't think that there's any reason to get nervous. But being anxious and ready to play, yeah, I understand.
So basically, you're like excited.
Right, I'm excited to play, I'm ready. But I wouldn't say nervous yet.
What are your specific goals for this year? Since you're a senior,
Right. Obviously, everyone's goal is to get a state championship. But before we get there, we've got to win the region. And before we get there, we've got to win week to week. So my goal for the season is just to go 1-0 every week. Because if we improve and get better and go 1-0 every week, then we'll win the state championship. And we'll get to that ultimate goal.
So basically, your goal is the next game.
Exactly. Take it week by week.
Because I always see I see you on Instagram, and you're already posting the countdown towards the next game as soon as the game ends.
Right.
So you're just ready
Exactly.
for the next game. Just take it step by step. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, because we have, most athletes know about the 24-hour rule. After a win or a loss, you have 24 hours to celebrate, or you have 24 hours to grieve. And once it's over, it's in the past. There's nothing you can do about it, so it's on to the next game. Well, with my position change, a lot of my goals change.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say personal goals for this year, maybe, not maybe, I would say first team all region, first team all county. I would accept second or first team for the state too, because there are some talented kids in the state.
There are.
I would like to be top 5, top 3 as far as receiving yards, catches, or touchdowns in the state as well. So those are my goals for me.
Okay. Last question. It is stupid, but I like to ask this question.
Okay.
Waffles or pancakes?
It depends on how I'm feeling, but if I had to choose, I'd say waffles.
Ugh, anyways.
That's where we go after every Friday night home game. Around the corner to the Peachtree Corners Waffle House. That's where we go.
No. You see, I don't like you now. But I'm just messing with you.